all, welcome to another Team Clueless tournament report. So tomorrow I am heading along, hopefully with Mark in tow, to a Luton tournament, so right in my hometown here. It's an 1850 tournament, similar to one we went to about 6 months ago. It follows ETC rules. You get to take a maximum of 3 detachments, and you score various bonus points which add to your combined total for army composition. So things like you get a score out of 30 points, and you can lose 5 points if you have a super heavy. You lose another 5 points if you've got 2 super heavies. If you take a giant combi formation, you lose points. If you've got special characters, you lose points. So basically, if you take a load of the super good cheesy stuff, then you lose a few points. But it's also quite an interesting challenge when making up the army to make an army that fits within the regulations it sets. So if you have allied detachments, you lose points, things like that. Looking on Facebook, some people have got as few as 7 points. God knows how they've managed it. The army you'll see here is worth 23 points apparently. You also get some of the points if you're fully painted, fully based. You've got your own rule books for everything. You've got all your psychic cards, all your battle cards, everything like that. So as long as your army's nicely presented and you've got a nice army list that people can read, then you gain bonus points for those. So that's how you get up to your 30 points. So what am I taking, you say? Well, it looks like Blood Angels, but let's face it, I'm not bringing Blood Angels. I am bringing Scarlet Scars today, or tomorrow as it were. So what have we got in our list? This is obviously a battle demi company, or 2 battle demi companies forming a Gladius formation. So the first half of the Gladius formation, led by this guy here, Khosrow Khan of the White Scars. He is leading a command squad of an apothecary and 4 bikers, all with grav guns. Then we have the obligatory tactical squads. I have 3 tactical squads. All my tactical squads here are armed identically. We have Combi, Melter and Melter Gun. So there's 3 of those, all in Rhinos, Razorbacks even, with heavy bolter turrets on the back of them. So 3 of those in this half of the battle company. And then behind that we have a squad of Devastators, all 4 with las cannons, and they have a twin las cannon Razorback. And over here we have another squad. Here, this is the assault squad, no jump packs. They have 2 flamers in there, and they're in an assault cannon Razorback. Crossing over to the other half of the demi company, it's led by a chaplain. He's got a bike, obviously, the Hunter's Eye, which is the White Scars Ignore cover relic. He's also got an Auspex and Melter Bombs. So in this half we have another 3 tactical squads. 2 are exactly the same as the first one, so Combi Melter Melter, and in Heavy Bolter Razorbacks. Over here we have a Combi Grav Gun 5-man squad of Tactical Marines. They're in a drop pod. We also have, similarly, a 5-man assault squad with double flamer. They're in the assault cannon Razorback. And we have Devastators, 4 of them are missile launchers, in a heavy flamer Razorback. Lastly, as part of this demi company, we have an ironclad Dreadnought with a melter gun. He's inside a drop pod as well. Rounding off, you have to take a auxiliary formation. I've gone for the scout squads, basically because this army is all about squads on foot. Loads of boots on the ground, fill up all the objectives, score them, that kind of thing. So I have the auxiliary scout formation, which consists of 3 scout squads. First one, I have bolt pistol close combat weapon, because they're the models I own, along with the sergeant who has a combi melter. Then we have a squad that's just armed with bolt guns, and at the back we have a squad armed with sniper rifles. For those of you who don't realise what the Gladius formation does for me, it gives me options to use the Ultramarines chapter tactics, kind of like doctrines, 4 times a game. That's pretty useful. It makes everything in the army other than the scouts, weirdly, objective secured. So all the transports, everything are all objective secure, meaning I'm just amazing at scoring objectives. It's ridiculous when playing it. And lastly, it means all the transports you see on the table, so those Razorbacks there, both drop pods, are free. You pay no points for them. It's a bonkers formation. I wouldn't use it in a friendly game, but it's quite a competitive tournament that I'm going to, so I'm happy to take it there, because there'll be some much cheesier stuff than what I've got here, but bonkers. I think I've worked out I've got 565 points of 3 transports in this army. Okay, you're paying a tax for lots of squads you wouldn't necessarily take, but one of the reasons I actually really like it is it feels like a proper Space Marine army. You don't often see tactical squads in transports backed up by scouts and stuff. So I really like it in that regard. Let's see how I get on tomorrow. I'll be reporting throughout the day and I'll put the video up after. Okay, just a quick bit of video. I've now arrived at the club. I am making tea with the excellent tea making facility, so thought I'd quickly take the opportunity to make a video. As you can see out here, it's a huge area we get to play in down here. Loads of parking outside, great venue, loads of people are unpacking their armies. I have drawn myself against a nice guy, and he is playing Space Wolves, and he's playing a black main formation. I'll go through his army, show it to you in a bit because it's really pretty, but he's got basically 11 drop pods packed with an awful lot of plasma. We'll see what I do against it. Current plans are either null deploy or castle up and make him shoot my smoked up rhinos if I get to go first, which I don't want to do. I really want to deploy first and choose to go second and hope he doesn't seize me. If he did seize me in that case, then there's a good chance he could table me, but might be a risk worth taking, a 1 in 6. So I'll go for a bit more in a sec and maybe take you out and video some other tables if I have time. Okay, so we're going to take a little wander around while I'm drinking my tea. Looks like some kind of Ad Mech down here, with Grey Knights by the look of it. Got more Ad Mech over there. Oh, this looks like a horrid batch of hundreds of giant Tau. Don't want to play this, gentleman. They look really pretty. Oh, you've got Dread Knights with them. That increases the fun.
It's a Grey Knight primary army, honest.
Yeah, it looks it.
Some friends and a collection.
Now, I intend to win my first game, so if you could lose yours, that will mean we're not playing against each other. That'd be handy. Over here we have some Space Wolves. Looks like probably a Thunderstorm, maybe. Oh, loads of Dreadnoughts. Down here, cool looking demons. I say cool looking, that was from afar. They're actually not painted. Most of the armies here do appear to be painted. You get marked down if you're not painted, so most will be. Over here looks like a really nicely painted Space Marine force of some sort. Versus some more Space Wolves. Let's wander around here. This one definitely looks like Thunderstar, really nicely painted though.
Yes, so I'm going on the...
And I saw this army on the internet. Beautifully painted Slaanesh army. What are these representing? Themes or? Very nice. Yeah, and look better as well. I've got some of the old metal themes. They're not so clever. Nice Slaanesh Bloodthirster.
Yes, nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm sure both gods would approve. Some orcs down here. Lots and lots of boys. Looks like he's playing bikes. You're allowed to use Forge World in this tournament, so he's likely playing the Forge World biker who allows you to take them as troops. Down here we've got a load of bikers. Let's just wander this away. What do we got over here? Nothing deployed over there, so I can't show you. Let's head this way. Okay, we appear to have two Taunars facing off against each other. Is this really true?
It's karma.
Which of you is getting first turn? I feel it could be an important die roll. Oh, you both got two Wraith Knights as well? I don't want to play either of you people. And some scat bikes, just to... What have we got down here? Surprising number of Grey Knights and Dread Knights. Dread Knights really good. Down there looks like we've got some more Space Marines. Over here there are some more giant robots. Obviously a theme of modern 40k, the giant robot. Haven't played against it very much myself, so I shouldn't really complain. We've got an Imperial Knight down there being deployed. 3 Imperial Knights over here. And what have we got over here? Some more Tau, lots of big robots. And a load more Eldar, lots of jet bikes. And some, what looks like very nicely painted Tau over there.
Some of them are painted.
Nice urban camo. I've got some Tetras down there.
They're not actually in play, it's just...
Just to intimidate the opponent.
I've got the entire box still sitting there.
And down here we've got some more Wraith Knights. Looks like a Skitarch Wraith Knight down there as well. And I'm just going to take a quick wander back and show you the army I'm playing against. So, wander down here. Our side looks like we've got another Chaos army over there. And this is the army I'm playing against down here. So there's loads of drop pods in the box. As you can see, loads of Space Wolves armed with plasma. Really nice snow effect he's done on these bases. What's the snow effect made of again?
It's crushed glass and realistic water.
Crushed glass and water. Don't do that at home, kids, but it looks really good. And he's got this really cool Forge World guy here who's summoning a demon, who's one of his psychers, or rune priests. Space Wolves don't have psychers, just like they don't have any wolves. And that's all the armies in the room. Okay, it's the table after both of our deployments. There's an awful lot of stuff on the table. He got to deploy and has gone second. I'm in trouble. Okay, as you can see, Mark has arrived. Welcome, Mark. So, Mark, quickly tell the viewers, all the many tens or singles of them, what are you playing today?
War Convocation, should we want to start? We might as well go to our table.
Oh yeah, we can just wander to the table, it's over here. We're quickly doing this during the lunch break because it's nice and quiet. So Mark has a War Convocation with a beautifully painted knight. Borrowed from me.
Yeah. So I'm running War Convocation, pretty standard. So I've got the double grav, I've got Plasma Carbine in one squad, I've got the Arc Rifles in another, I've got 2 of the Dragoons.
Yep.
And I'm running 2 Stompy Robots.
2 big knights. Where's the other knight hiding? Down there. There's the other stuff. And the Dune Crawler. No, Dune Walker.
This is the guy I played, so he's running a Wraith Knight. He's got 4 packs of Scat Pikes.
Yep.
2 Warp Hunters.
Barrage D-weapon tanks.
2 squads of Wraith Guard in the Wave Serpents with Eldrad.
Nice. Solid list.
So yeah, we're playing a combination of Maelstrom with Relic in the middle. He got first turn. Although the Warp Hunter's only got 36-inch range, he's got the scout move through Eldrad's Wall of Tread, which means basically he deploys it was impossible for me to get both knights out of range, so I knew I was going to be taking it. So first turn he was able to nail the one of the Imperial Knights, so about 300 points down and got him first strike. He's got about 4 points first turn, a couple of objectives and a few other bits and pieces out. My first turn, I managed to match him in terms of points. In terms of damage, I was trying to make the Warp Hunters jink, because if they jink, they can't shoot. So I made the 2 Warp Hunters jink. I think I managed to kill 1 on the first turn, and then try and sort of do damage like that. Kind of progressed that way, but the problem was I spent so much firepower trying to make them jink. The scat bikes.
Yeah, scat bikes put out damage, don't they?
Yeah, they're taking chunks out of me, but we managed to get to it. So by the time we got to about turn 5, we just basically almost annihilated each other. My play, I made a play for the Relic, so I had one dude sitting on the Relic at the end of turn 5. All we had left at this point, I had my Warlord with about 3 dudes around him. He had his Wraith Knight and about 4 jet bikes. I had an Infiltrator sort of off to get me Line Breaker. I was sitting on the Relic at the end of turn 5, rolled to see if the game continued. It didn't. So he was able to kill that guy, good Relic, and that's how we got the win on turn number 6.
Okay, so a slight loss for you there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's quickly wander back over to my table. Wandering back over this way. Mark and I just had a wander around for Best Painted. This is the one that I'm going to be voting for. I'm really not actually sure what it is. It's got some bikes, and I think these are representing sisters at the back, so we think that's St. Celestine, but really nice crisp paint job, lovely basing, really well done. So that's our vote for Best Painted. So I was over here playing against this guy here. It was a really good game, really friendly guy. We got on very well. He's got a lovely, beautifully painted army. So basically the game went, he won the roll-off to see who gets to go first, so he chose to deploy first and deployed nothing, and then chose to go second. So I could have null deployed and put a couple of squads down and hoped that they'd survive his drop, but I thought that was a bit stupid. So I deployed on the table and used my scout move to basically stick, and my actual scouts which can infiltrate. I put squads on every objective on the board. I then smoked up all my vehicles and it was night fighting, so any drop podded in, he couldn't put his drop pods on any objectives. So I didn't have to worry about killing any drop pods all game, just forget about them. And I had OBSEC on everything. So he dropped down, didn't really kill a whole lot. The only thing he actually properly killed was my Ironclad Dreadnought with a melter gun. Sod's law, I had a 4-up save. And then I just moved around, shot key units, and just went for objectives. I didn't really worry about killing particularly. He certainly killed more than my stuff throughout the game, but I got more objective points. I think on turn 3 I managed to drop in and scored domination and gained 5 VPs from it, and that's really what ended the game at that point. He had the Relic at the end because I'd let him take the centre because he had Ulrich the Slayer, so he he kind of like dropped down Auric in the centre and then put all the squads near it to get re-rolls for his preferred enemy bubble, but that let me just control the sides a bit, and it kind of nullified a bit of his firepower in the centre of the board because it wasn't particularly long range, and I run out 15-13 in the end because he had the relic, but I was reasonably comfy on scoring objectives if the game had gone on. We only got to turn 4 because we are both deploying such ginormous armies. But yeah, really good game, really nice fella to play against, and we'll see how we get on next round. Hi there, so you join me at the end of the tournament. You can see everyone is packing up. I'm afraid we didn't have any time between the second and third rounds to do a quick report, and Mark was at the Scarpa, so I will have to quickly do main reports on my game. So, on my second to last game, the middle game, I played on this table here against a really nice guy. I'm afraid I'm terrible with names, so I forgot his name. He was playing Chaos Demons with Fate Weaver, Be'lakor, and then some Chaos Space Marine CAD allies and he had a Soul Grinder, and he had one of the big chargy robots from Chaos, so loads of big stuff. Oh, and a D-Thirster. I got first turn, so I moved up to the centre of my scout intending to shoot him off the board because not a whole lot of line of sight blocking here, so I could get all his flyers to one. He then seized on me. It wasn't good, so he jumped forward with all his stuff. The D-Thirster was nigh on invulnerable. He kept on rolling the 10 on the Warpstorm chart, giving him +1 invulnerable save, and the D-Thirster had Feel No Pain 4 up and +1 wound, and it will not die from his traits, so he was unkillable. Be'lakor charged into my command squad for turn 1, killed a load of them, but I hit and run out and then charged back into him turn 2 and hammer of Raft him to death, even though he was invisible, along with loads of pot shots from elsewhere. I was reasonably confident throughout the game, but it was pretty attritional. Fate Weaver was just casting so many powers, but other than those things, I managed to kill more or less everything. So at the end of the game, you had Fate Weaver and the Bloodthirster left, but I'd streaked ahead on victory points, but it was a kill point game, and obviously I have 28 different kill points. So at the end I won 15-12, I think. So a close victory, a narrow victory, but a victory nonetheless. In Mark's middle round, he was playing obviously his Warcon. I can't remember what he was playing against, I'm afraid, but he won that game pretty convincingly. I think his opponent came over at Sailor because he was friends with the guy I was playing quite early on, so Mark managed to win that nicely. Then into the final game, so I was on 2 victories. I was just playing on this table here against another really nice guy playing Eldar. Thanks, I'll pack it up in a sec. So he was playing Eldar. He was playing a nice different Eldar list. He was really nice of him not to have loads of scatter laser bikes. So he was playing loads of bikes. So I think he had 3 big squads of bikes or warlocks. He had 3 Hemlock Wraithfires, which were amazing. And he had a giant Seer Council. I think he generated maybe 24 warp dice. I got first turn and actually kept it this game. So I'd moved forward and I killed one of his squads turn 1 by just pouring fire in, and I killed his Rangers, which were one of his other squads. But the other things were reasonably immune. They then moved forward, cast invisibility and the +1 armor power, so his Seer Council was unkillable. But then turn 2, I whittled another one of his squads down completely. I was just going, take out a squad. I scored Dominate that turn again. It's so easy with my list just to score all 6 objectives whenever you want to. It's so mobile, the scout and such. And then his Wraith fights came on. They were incredibly deadly. They've got an aura of -2 leadership, and they all have Psychic Scream. So between them, they can just annihilate a squad a turn without really thinking. Then they get 2 D-weapon small blasts. So I had to really be careful with placement of my vehicles. Don't put 2 next to each other so you can take out both of them. I mean, he killed so many of my units. This is kill points. I'd be in trouble. But by the end of the game, I'd killed everything on his side but his Seer Council. I had them locked in combat with Marines. Really hardy, the Seer Council, and quite deadly for certain things, but they really struggle versus the free-up armour. I'd kind of send 5 Marines in and be reasonably sure I'd survive the combat and lock him. So I was doing that to stop him moving around the field. So at the end of the game, this one was objectives. You score 2 points for objectives at the end, along with the Maelstrom cards. At the end of the game, I still held every objective on the table. So I scored 30 out of this one, a nice big win. He got, I think, 8, so a really big win for me. Again, another really nice chap. I must say that the 3 guys I played today were all really friendly, really good. No issues whatsoever with rules, no querying. Anything came up, we'd just kind of like discuss it and quickly find the solution, really as you want to play 40k. Other than that, Mark unfortunately didn't do very well in his last game. He died quite early. He was playing against a load of Tau, and I think they got first turn and basically blew him away. So pretty successful so far. I've won 3 games, but I was on table 4 because of my narrow victories in the first 2. So there was that table, and that table. So depending on their results, I may get into the top 3. I don't think there's any chance of me winning, even though I've won 3 of my games. The tournaments here, you score maximum points if you wipe out the enemy, and my army really isn't a wipe out enemy type of army, it's an attritional one, whereas the other top tables are all running giant tau robots and knights and things which are really good at tabling the opponents, so I think they're going to be way ahead on those points. The tiebreakers are are the tournament points, which I've got 23 of, which should be far more than any of them have, I think. So you never know, I'm hoping for 3rd place, possibly, depending, hopefully one of these guys didn't win very well. I'll come back and let you know how I got on in a moment. Hi guys, so just a very quick update while I'm sitting in the horrid traffic driving home. I came 4th overall. I had 90, either 93 or 97 points, one of the 2 I believe, and unfortunately the 3 players ahead of me, one scored 112, one scored 114 and one scored I think 115. It was really close, they were all within like 5 points of each other. And to be honest, most of them were scoring massacres in every game, and I just can't get that many points. So did really well, won all 3 of my games, not much more I could ask of myself on my list, so really pleased. Thanks to Bennett for running the tournament and the guys who helped him set up, really well run event. If you're in the area for the next one, I'd highly recommend it. Thanks guys, bye.